consultant. So here is how you are going to calculate any coupons that you have, like any discounts, any tax, any shipping. I'm going to give you a math problem where it involves all three, just because that's pretty common. So a lot of my customers, they like to text me their orders. And so I end up just calculating most of their stuff by hand. Okay, so let's pretend your customer has a $75 order. They have a 15% off coupon. Maybe it's their birthday. I don't know. They need the items shipped. And of course, New York State has to get their tax, right? So you are going to apply this for whatever tax rate that customer lives in. So we're just going to pretend also that we are CDSing this order. So we're making it go from Mary Kay Warehouse directly to the customer. Let me move myself down here so I'm a little smaller. So the shipping will always be the same when you're CDSing it. Okay, so the first thing you do is you calculate your discount. So you take that item total and you'll multiply it by the decimal equivalent of the percentage. So you just move your decimal place 2 spots to the left. So on a $75 order, if it's a 15% discount, we're just going to multiply those two numbers to get $11.25. A discount means the price is less. So you're going to take that $75 and subtract $11.25 from it. And I'm just going to double check my math to make sure it's correct because it doesn't hurt to check. And it is. Okay, so you're down to $63.75. The next thing you're going to do is add on that shipping. And shipping when you're using CDS on the Mary Kay website as of February 2026 is still $5.95 unless you're giving them like even faster shipping, but this is the normal shipping rate. So you just straight up add on that $5.95. So now we're up to $69.70 for their total. And the very last thing you're going to do is always tax, because we get taxed on shipping, at least in New York State. Taxes on everything. So that's why it's always last. So the tax rate in Buffalo is 8.75%. So fun. We get a decimal in our percentage. So again, you just move it over 2 spots to the left. So the decimal equivalent there is 0.0875. Now, when you multiply that out, we do not get a pretty number. But in math, when you're talking about money, you always want to round to the nearest hundredths place. So that's 2 spots over. So right now, 2 spots over is 0.09. Now, depending on what's happening in the thousandths place, that third decimal spot over is if you're going to round that cent up or if you're going to keep it the same. So this is either going to stay $6.09 or it's going to bump up to $6.10. How you know to round up or stay the same, that thousandths place number, if it is a 5 or higher, it rounds up. If it is a 4 or lower, it stays the same. So since this digit is an 8 in the thousandths place, we're going to round this up. So it's not $6.09. It's going to be $6.10. In tax, we got to add that baby on. So you just add it on to get a final total of $75.80. So, and a rule of thumb is what I like to do is when someone's placing an order, I tell them their total, but I also tell them how much they saved, so that they can get excited, like, yay, they saved $11.25, and their total is $75.80. So I hope that helps you. Have a great day, everybody.